Okay. I think everything is going now. It's 6:30. I call the meeting to order. Hello. I have a couple of chairman comments that it's really about school stuff, but I'll fit them in here. So this school, whatever they call it, committee to see if Dublin and Francistown should be allowed to withdraw from the district is an amazing amount of work. And it's really unclear what's going to happen. Historically, towns had very little chance of getting out of the district. Today, the law has changed a bit. So say they are voted down district-wide. This will be on the school ballot next year. If it's voted down district-wide with a voting down vote of less than 60%, and either Dublin or Francistown votes to leave by more than 60%, then they're still allowed to leave, except it has to get approved by the state. In the past, that probably would not happen. These days, it's almost certain to happen. So who knows? We'll see what happens. We have to produce a massive report. I don't know how it's going to get done, but we'll manage. Okay. The other comment for anyone that doesn't know, the Kieleys have sold their house and moved to Massachusetts. Go ahead, Sandy. Oh, we don't have a microphone for anybody. Oh. You?
Already on.
Yeah, you can sit. You don't have to stand up.
I have two things to bring up. The first one is, as a member of the Town Hall Advisory Committee, I would ask that the Highway Department be directed to fill in the stone next to the hall here. It was all removed for the painting and repair work that had to be done.
Right along the edge
Right
here?
along here.
Okay.
And now it's a big hole.
Okay.
And the town is asking for a lawsuit if somebody steps off that and gets hurt. And it won't take them long, but it needs to be done. That's the first thing. The second thing is, and I want this on the record, two very good concerned citizens of Temple have moved away, John and Connie Kieley. They have not moved to Massachusetts, by the way. No two people have ever cared or contributed more for the town of Temple than they did. They were fair and educated in any cause they got involved in. I wish we could all be as educated as they were in each cause. We can be thankful for the care that John had for protecting the open space and forests in our Monadnock region. If it was not for their actions in protecting Temple Mountain, we'd be looking at condos on the mountain instead of trees and hiking trails. We would not have this very building that we're sitting in the condition that it is in, if it was not for Connie's enthusiasm and driving force to see that it became restored to what it is today. Where would all our many meetings convene if we didn't have this? Do not be in a rush that would be rude and uncalled for to undo or change any of the really good things they've left with us. Multitudes of things were done by John and Connie that nobody ever knows about. I have lived here longer than anyone else in town, I believe. And I say it's time for others to step up and protect the town we all love.
Yeah, Sandy, well, last I talked to Connie, they were going to move closer to their daughter. What, did they move up to their lake place instead or?
It's where they would be anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I assume that this statement I made will be part of the record for the meeting.
Well, it's certainly in the recording and it'll be in the minutes. If you want it verbatim, give a copy to Carol.
Okay.
Gail, give it to Gail. She wants to talk.
I want to ask about the transfers that were voted at town meeting.
Mhm.
They have not yet happened, and it's been
We just signed them.
2 months.
We just signed them.
Why did it take so long? Okay, let's just get it done. Okay,
Yeah, it's done.
thank you.
This was like correct, but she said she did them.
Yep. We were waiting for the transfers to be done. Okay. Anybody else want to comment on anything? Old business. I don't think we have any. Well, radar signs and CAC grants. That town road traffic study thing is progressing. A report will come out of that eventually. Lillian has arranged for a test run of a radar sign. And that'll happen sometime in the next couple of weeks. And it'll be on West Road somewhere. And that's all for that. Oh, Town Hall pest treatment. What, have we done that or? We were getting quotes on that.
Well, it's in the packet there is just the two between JP Pest and Madden,
Yeah,
which were both very similar. It's, you know, we can also just do nothing and put some traps down. You know, till next year we can get it in budget. One of them did have a little bit of a warrant, more of a warranty for the year.
yeah, I'm looking for my packet. Hold on.
But the Monadnock didn't include ants either? I mean,
This is just for an exterior ant treatment,
Okay.
just for an
crawling
exterior
insects.
ant treatment.
crawling insects. Yeah, because JP Pest already does an interior.
Right, but that's not what I asked for when we asked for this. I asked for a quote to see what was included in their whole project, in their whole proposal for treating the town. And see if ants were included. I want ants separate.
Well, they put on here what is involved with the interior and what is with the exterior. The perimeter treatment program is what we're talking about right now. If on the service descriptions, that's what's not included in the current.
Right, but
Package.
they do interior already. Right, yeah.
These are all extra things you can get. So if we want an exterior treatment, it's a separate thing.
I just
But
don't,
it-
for the
it's
life
not
of me,
ants. I'm sorry, you're right. It's not ants. It's just rodents and things like that is the interior.
I don't understand if we're doing a package with them, they're supposed to keep everything out of here. That's my concern is
Yeah,
that.
they say the
And if they can't
interior.
include it, we'll find somebody who can. Because we pay them exorbitant amounts of money, $300 something a month. For whatever it is to.
No,
treat the building.
they only come quarterly and it's less than that a quarter, I think.
$321 a year. $321 a year.
For
one
this.
treatment.
That's for the ant treatment.
That's just for the ants. That doesn't include the rest of it.
But the cleaner came and looked, I had him look last week, because it's been how many weeks since elections, and he said there's no sign of any ants. So I don't know if we want to wait till, see if they come back,
Twice a year.
put some traps down.
Yeah, biannual.
Yeah, so anyway, what this is all about is we had an ant problem. We got quotes for an add-on exterior ant treatment from Monadnock Pest and from JP Pest. And they're basically identical, except one has a warranty and one doesn't. Well, SWAT, do we want to wait since we have no ants right now? Do we want to hold off on this?
I'd say we hold off on it and look for other avenues because we pay a lot of money to keep the critters out of here.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that include ants?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Okay.
I mean, ants is an everyday thing. So now we're tacking on more
Mhm.
for ants when, yeah, we know every spring they come out.
Yeah, so they want to add another $320 a year for the ants.
Gail Barhow from Northwood said that he didn't see very many ants, and he takes care of them.
Yeah, all right. Anything else? Vivian, Rec Commission update. Yep, it's on.
Vivian Wills, Recreation Commission. Had a few things coming forth. I did have somebody contact about the damaged fence at the playground over there. And had an offer to do something to help fix it. So, or not fix it, but just bend it back. And I just wanted to approach and see what's the best advice for anybody who's offering to do something like that. If we just say thank you very much, or if there's concerns. And maybe it warrants looking at it to make sure that we're doing something about it. And
Yeah, so are they volunteering to do the work?
Mhm. was the
Okay, if
volunteer.
the Rec Commission says, has them do it, then they're covered under our town insurance.
okay,
If they just do it themselves, they are not.
okay, good enough. Just wanted to make sure how that goes. Second thing is the Rec Commission would like to have another 3 sessions of a cruise night this summer coming up. Much like we did last year, wondering it would be the second Monday of the month of June. And I can write out the permission, the application. So,
Well, we had decided last year we weren't going to do any more under the advice of the police.
oh,
What do we think?
Yeah, and then I thought it was 2 times and now it's 3 times.
that's June, July, and August. I think last year there was a special request for last year because September 11th fell on Monday and it rained anyway.
Mhm.
But it has been for the last couple of years. It's been first year it was more hokey, but definitely last year it was 3, once a month. But just need to report back to our commission as we have a meeting coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, the police raised safety issues. This was their primary concern. And of course, if there's anything on 45, then that opens up a whole new can of worms.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, just good to have clarification on the safety. And is there anything that would satisfy that it would not be a safety issue and be welcome?
And from our understanding, it's not the people that participate are not the problem.
right.
It's the people that come and then the people that jump in their junks and peel out up the street and up Main Street and down the road, and that's the problem.
Yeah, cops actually nailed some of them last
Oh,
time.
okay. I was not aware of that.
Right,
And-
so basically we need police presence.
Mhm.
I don't know if the police department would be willing or not.
Okay, well, we'll discuss it at our meeting, and just I would encourage that if there is something like that, especially if it's a recreation event, that we're apprised. Because it is news to me. So I didn't know that there had been incidences that the police had to deal with.
Mhm.
So anyway, just,
Why don't you invite the police to the next rec meeting and they can give you their concerns as
That's an
well? And then you
excellent
guys can
idea.
figure out what you
Yeah.
want to do and bring it back to us.
thank you.
Yep.
That's a really good idea. I'll make sure we do that. The next is, there was the porta potty that we acquired for the craft fair. And by the way, the craft fair was really a good day. It was a very good day. We've had a generous townsperson that would like to put the funding towards the porta potty if there is still an outstanding.
Okay.
Or how would
how would we go about that the best way?
Send a letter to the select board
Mhm.
saying XYZ would like to donate however much money they want to donate. The check would be paid to the town of Temple.
Okay.
It goes into the general fund, but it is then earmarked to go towards that
Specifically
expense.
to that, and
Yeah.
then it somehow doesn't reflect on our
Right.
budget.
It does not. And so the letter would have to say this much money for this thing.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. And last, there is there is a report in about upcoming first Lego.
Okay?
The, you have 4th of July on here too, request for monies for revolving fund. Before we,
There are two other things, actually. It is in, it's,
and so be it, we do it every year, so I'll make the motion to grant. What do you need?
okay, we're thinking there's
300?
probably not gonna be much. I would say upwards to 200, and that would only have to do with maybe we're looking at a banner.
Okay, so I'll make a
to-
motion to, request $200 out of the revolving fund for the 4th of July event by the, Recreation Commission.
Second, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Okay.
And thank you for mentioning that, because there's one other possibility of some desire for funding from the revolving fund. We have, in cooperation with the tech center at Conval, with a senior who's going to be graduating, has been working with us on a possible logo for the Temple Recreation Commission, TRC. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been very engaging and good for community. As he's completing this, and we hope to come with a decision this next meeting, it might be nice to consider that we could have, there's not been any cost involved. And whether there's some way that we can appreciate this young person is a question.
Yeah, sure.
And-
We can,
And that would be from the revolving fund.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put out a number there, 50.
It's up to you guys.
Okay, just to know. So we'll send in smoke signals and
Okay.
that.
All right, Gretchen Whitcomb. I didn't realize I was talking about first Lego, but I'm here, so I can.
Oh,
Sorry. So I just wanted to put out a request for revolving fund expense. They're going to open up registration for first Lego, and I need another laptop. And so I've got some money in the revolving fund, and I also got funds in the, what do they call that? The special account that I set up that's unanticipated revenue that people donated money. So I've got some left over from last year. And so I'd like to spend up to $800 out of those two accounts to cover some upcoming expenses.
And you have, the money is in those accounts?
I do have the money.
Okay.
Yep.
I will so move.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's all I had on mine. So
Okay.
that's that. Thank you.
All righty, next up, library fence and town hall use. Gretchen.
Yes. So we are curious. We saw the painting over here and I stopped and asked the guys and said, hey, you painting my fence? And they said, no. So then I asked Carol and Carol said she asked them for a quote for the fence. And I just want to know, do you need my help on the quote for the fence? So you got it? Who's
we did ask him for a quote,
okay?
for the fence. So as soon as they get it to us, we'll figure out where it's coming from and we'll get it done.
Okay. I just want to not keep you waiting on me doing something for the fence. So good. Thank you. The second.
I will need to know what we're using for a product, because I know you guys decided there was a special product that we were going to use for
a
that.
white solid color stain as
Okay,
opposed to a paint.
that's what I told her.
Okay.
So
perfect.
they should be able to incorporate that in. So as long as it wasn't a brand name that you wanted. or
I'm
anything
okay with
like
whatever
that,
brand,
That's
yeah.
that's what we're going to get quoted.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
The second thing is, the town graciously approved our request for funding for a carpet. And in order to get said carpet, we need to empty most of the library, right? To get things out of the library. So all the tables and chairs, all the desks, all of the bookcases in the children's room. And it shouldn't take long, but it's going to be like, we need a day to empty the library, and then they'll come in and put down carpet, and then we need to move everything back in. And we were wondering if we could use some space here to just run it back and forth, as opposed to like getting a pod and like
Oh, yeah, sure.
covering the parking. Okay.
Coordinate with Carol.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, your face is the way I feel about this. This is,
Meetings going on, just, can you do it over a weekend type of thing, or you think it'll be during the week?
we'll have to see on Divine. We're getting electrical work done on lighting in the adults room so that we don't put debris down on our new carpet. So as soon as our electrical is done, then we're going to get them to give us a date for the carpet.
Or Fridays, right?
Fridays are good.
Yes, meetings on Fridays, unless there's a.
Yeah, but that
Sometimes there's-
probably won't work for them because they're Monday through Friday operations. So
Depends on what meetings are scheduled.
Yeah.
If somebody's meeting in here, but they can be moved back
Okay.
there, then we can work around
if you
that.
can put stuff over that side of the room and that side of the room.
Just shuffle it
we'll
to the
use this
side.
Side of the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll be all set.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. I will keep you up to date on a timing for that project.
Okay. Give it to Mike. Mike Madden, Fiske Conservation Project update.
So, I sent you guys,
I don't know if that's all.
Yeah, is it on?
Green light. Hello?
There
There,
you go.
closer to your face.
I'll just hold it closer.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you an update and then ask for a decision. About a year ago thereabouts, the Fiske family came to the Conservation Commission to ask us if we could help them work their parcel into conservation. So Tim and his family have partnered with Piscataqua Land Trust, with this Chris Wells, and the Concom has voted to support it. The conservation effort financially with Piscataqua. So I sent you a budget that Tim had and Chris had worked through. I sent you a map so you get a sense of the property. And there's one legal document, an executory interest document, which is a little different than the last one. This one is more, the Fiskes aren't giving, are going to maintain ownership of their property. So if Piscataqua Land Trust went belly up, they carry the easement, then the town would pick up the easement. So that's the executory interest document. And that was just a draft so that you could bounce it through your legal people and see if they have any questions on it. So, so those were the three documents I sent you as review. So again, the Concom voted to support it financially to the tune of $150,000 from our conservation fund. Portion of that would go to purchasing the easement, and a portion of that would go towards the survey work. We're going to split the survey work with Piscataqua Land Trust. So, so that survey work should hopefully happen in the next 6 months or so. Let's see, I just lost my train of thought. Old age is creeping in on me. But anyways, we voted to go ahead and support it to the tune of $150,000. We're going to have a public comment meeting at next month's Concom meeting. So we'll cover the requirements of that we have to make to release the funds. And so I'm asking Select Board is to give us contingent approval to release funds incrementally to support the survey post conclusion of next month's public comment meeting. So that was kind of my ask and an update. And Tim's here and Chris is here. So if there's any specific questions that they can answer, or you want to ask directly to them or even to me. So.
I don't have any issue. Anybody else?
Not at all.
Okay. How should we word this motion?
Well, I think the last one we did, we made a motion that we contingent upon finalizing the public comment session that we could release funds to support that activity. It was something.
Yeah, something like that. All right. So I will move that. Carol, did you sort that out?
Okay.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Okay.
And this, I'm sure legal won't have any problem with this.
Yeah, well, again, that's a draft. And then when we work through all the documents, I don't know if you want to comment to that at all.
Sure, yeah, and I just, so we all met each other the first time, whatever, 3 months ago or so now, and when we all signed an executory interest for the West property, it's the same basic idea. But as Mike said, in this case, where Barry West gave the land outright to us, the only question for the town was, well, what if we literally went out of business? Who would get the land? And so that was what we all signed, which was if we go out of business, the land goes to the town.
Mhm.
In this case, we're going to hold a conservation easement. Barry is going to continue to, I'm sorry, Barry, Tim is going to continue to own the land. So it's a little bit different. So, but the basic idea is the same. So, but in this case, if we, for whatever reason, the town decides that we are not upholding our responsibilities as the easement holder, the town has a right to basically step in and say, we will now enforce the easement. And then same thing, if we were to go out of business, the town would essentially be first in line to say, we want to take over this easement. Although it's interesting, actually, I was just rereading the language. You don't have to, but the town essentially has first dibs to say, we'll take this easement. The town doesn't want to, then it goes to the AG's office and then they find some other
Oh.
like organization. So I'm just saying it's it's a little subtle. So, but it's the same basic premise. And then on the fund disbursement side of this, the idea is we're all hoping we can get this thing wrapped up by the end of this calendar year. It might slip a little, but that's the basic, what we're shooting for. So the numbers are really simple. I mean, the town is going to kick in $150,000. We're going to go find another 40 or so. That 40 will cover essentially all of our expenses, all the time we will spend on it and our own, legal, et cetera, title exam. So the town is going to basically pay for the easement in full, $135,000, and we're going to go Dutch on the survey. I don't know if any of you guys have ordered a survey lately, but they've gotten very expensive,
Yeah.
like even more expensive. So this is, we're budgeting this thing that is going to probably be about 30. So the town will kick in 15 and we'll kick in 15. So that's just kind of the next level of detail. So
Okay.
there you go. So thanks for your support.
Sure.
Tim, did you want to? Nothing? Good.
All righty.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thanks.
We have the charitable exemption renewal for Lukas Foundation. Yes, put on the table here. Just see it.
So this is the same thing they apply for every year.
Yep, and we give it to them every year.
And there's an issue with some of the property not being in, and that we applied at 70, we do the exemption be applied at 75%, which is the normal what we have been doing.
Yep.
So I make a motion to continue.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Got a couple of reappointments.
Yep, a lot of them.
Reappoint Peggy Cournoyer and Ann Lunt to the Village Green Committee, term of 3 years, so moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Reappoint Gail Cromwell and Tim Fiske to the CIP Committee, term 3 years, so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Appoint Peter Allen, Michael Cilley, Foisy, Carol Mamczak, Vivian Wills, Pam Kingston, Gail Cromwell to the new school feasibility study group.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the right name for it. Gail, do you want to speak?
Yes. Need a microphone, Gail.
We know what we are doing.
Yes.
What is our mission?
I will explain again. So Dublin and Francistown contacted me a while back, a couple of months ago. They set up school study committees to look at the whole issue with the district and the schools, and not to, this isn't to say we're getting out of the district. It's to evaluate the real financials of the district, the needs of the district, and come up with some alternatives to just saying we're going to close these schools. For instance, it could be, we could recommend, how about they close the middle school and move the middle school students into Conval, any kind of thing like that. That's the purpose of the committee. It's basically a research committee. It would work, it is supposed to work closely with Dublin and Francistown because they're doing the same thing, to come up with a set of recommendations that we can present to the district saying, look, these are the ideas we think work better than what you've been doing so far.
I would like to ask our fellow committee members, do you understand what we're doing? What we're supposed to do?
Do you still want to do it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
That is
I-
an excellent summary, and that is correct.
It
Yes.
would be very helpful if you wrote that down
It
for
was
us.
written somewhere, but I'll write it down again.
Write it down. Okay, thank you.
And do we want to continue this as a school feasibility study group?
That- I wouldn't call it that either. It confuses everybody with what's going on. School Study Committee, period.
Sounds good. We'll do it.
Okay, and I just had a request from, what's his name in Dublin, the guy that's the head chair.
Alan Adelson.
No, the guy that's heading their committee over there. I don't know. I've forgotten totally. Anyway, they are setting up a steering committee so that the separate committees can coordinate. So what they would like is for each town committee to select 2 members from within their group to be on the study committee, and that's up to you guys. And if you want more members, fine. We are not setting a term limit on this. You pick your meeting dates and frequencies.
This is an ad hoc committee.
Well, it's an official committee, but it's,
It's
You know,
for a special purpose.
yeah,
That's-
special purpose committee.
Okay,
And we're not going to tie you down. Work out with Francistown and Dublin if you want to be tied down more.
okay, fine.
Okay. So we had all these appointments. Is there, was it moved? I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Got a new batch of suckers in town. I just got the email I'll forward the email. I don't have all your email addresses, so I'll forward it to Gail. I'll send you the email, Gail, that summarizes all this, and you can send it to everybody else. Everybody send me your email addresses, and I'll create a new town group email so that we can send stuff out to everybody. Anyway, I don't know how often they want to meet. I just got the email about this. It was actually the end of last week. And I will inform them that our committee is now set up and running. And you guys figure out who's going to be the contact person, and I'll put you in contact with them. Anything else? Alrighty.
So next we have reappoint Bill Torphy to the CAC committee for a term of 2 years. So motioned.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye. And then number 14, authorize sale of the 2016 police cruiser. So motioned.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
One thing that's not on here from our last police board meeting was tires for the cruiser. That we motioned to accept out of the
Yeah, out of the detail fund.
detail fund if they have it, and if not, then we'll find out where it's gonna come from, but there was a set of 4 tires for one of the older cruisers.
Yeah, we couldn't remember if we have to approve that as a select board, or if this police board approval will do. So we'll be safe and approve it at the select board meeting too. So I move that we approve the purchase of new tires for, which cruiser was it?
I don't remember. It's the older one.
Yeah, for a police cruiser.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Okay, next up, building permit applications. We've got 3 applications here. Okay. Gracia-Moran Road Shed.
I move we accept the application.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I just want to make sure
Yeah, I've got all the square footage on there.
I haven't seen these yet. So we got 192 square feet on the shed. That what we have, 192, yep,
Yep,
so that one's fine.
yep.
The next one, if you could check the Preston one, they filled it out, but I don't know. And if you want to make sure they filled it out correctly with the rate.
Yeah, but I can't do it here because I gotta go room by room and I can't do it on these microscopic plans.
Yeah, no. So which one are we on now? We're on the Preston new construction?
Yeah.
West Road.
Yeah.
I'll motion to sign pending the fee work.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. And I'll try and come down, Carol, and do that.
Okay.
Got a solar credit application for
95 Moran Road, Lesher.
Lesher on Moran Road. And these are basically automatic. Looks like it's okay.
I'm not giving you any of this paperwork to sign. Here's the sign. That's a sign.
So I'll make that motion to sign the solar credit.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have one more other business item before we do minutes. Kent, well outlets. He let just, oh, there you are. Well outlets.
Is it on? Yep. There's been a water pressure issue on all the buildings up here. It's been progressively worse. Pete has done a big check of all the valves, all the pumps, pressure checked all the lines. It appears to be the well is when the well shuts off, all the water drains down to the well and goes back down the
Oh.
well. So it's got a bad check valve.
Yeah.
There are 2 quotes. One's for $4,000 to pull the old pump and try to fix it and put it back, and hopefully it works, or $6,000 for a new pump.
Yeah.
Do we know how long that pump, that original pump has been in there?
24 years.
Okay, we've had several issues in the past 12 years that I've been here on the board. That we've gone back and forth with this, gone back and forth with this, changing pressure tanks, changing pumps, changing this, changing that. I think we should just change it once and get it over with.
Yep, absolutely. And that 24-year-old pump, man, it might not even be stainless steel. It could be all corroded.
It's, yeah, it's probably a big ball of rust.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it's just not making it through anymore. But that was his recommendation.
Yeah.
Do you have the quote ahead of you? Have you got the
It
quote?
owes us no money, so let's get it fixed and fix it right.
Is there a quote here? Yes, there it is. So $6,250 to put in a 2 horsepower stainless steel pump, new wiring, all the fittings and labor. Where do we get the money?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have to pull it out of building maintenance, because it is for all of the buildings.
Yep,
And we don't have anything for water
right.
in town, so I don't know where else we would get it from.
Okay, I can pass it by the BAC, see where they can dig it up from.
Got a check?
What's that check for?
Oh, it's permit.
Oh. So, okay, yeah, I mean, the idea is we'll do it. We'll see if we can find the money now.
So I can tell Pete to proceed.
Why don't you let me talk to the BAC first to make sure we can actually scrape up the money. I'll do that tomorrow. And so let's I'll make a conditional movement that if we have the funds, we replace the town pump based upon the quote from Caswell Pump for $6,250. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And again, it's conditional. Give me a couple of days to make sure we can pay for it.
Thank you.
So I'll let you know. I'll send you an email or send people.
We will get him paid, so if he wants to do it now, if he's okay with waiting a couple of weeks, then
Yeah, and we'll find the money somewhere. We've got to do it. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and tell him to start, get to order stuff or whatever he needs to do.
thanks, Ken. All we do. I'd love to do that. Carol, you have any money in your budget to get us some stamps?
Yeah, they can't be very expensive. Famous last word.
Yep.
That one's signed. So while we're sitting here, anybody want to say anything? These are done. Take care of that when we get done. Next up, meetings from, it seems like forever ago, April 23rd.
I didn't have a chance to look at them, but, do you have anything, George?
Oh, I need to comment on something. So while you're thinking about that, let me go back to other business. So fixing the bridge on Powers, there was an idea that we would use some money we have this year to get started and then finish it next year. We cannot. If we do not have the money in hand, we cannot sign a contract that spans into the next year. So we will have to appropriate money next year in the budget. Okay, back to the
Redoing the minutes.
yeah. I can get my fingers to work. There we go. And as long as I'm thinking randomly here, did I explain that? I didn't. Back when I was talking about the school, we had proposed maybe having a forum and maybe having a special town meeting. It's pointless at this point because we cannot get into the existing study, nor can a new study be started until next year. We would have to present our request to Conval for it to be established next year. So we've got plenty of time to work on this. Anybody got anything on the minutes?
You got both these on?
No, I haven't gotten to those yet. I don't think. Or-
This one here is.
Oh, then, all right, I'll get to those. If there are no comments,
Aye.
you got anything, George?
I move they be approved as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
These are done.
Either of you got anything else?
I do not. This is done.
Motion to adjourn.
Can't adjourn until we're done.
We can sign this
So
crap.
these are all done.
Oh, yeah, I gotta sign some more stuff. Then we'll adjourn.
And Carol, why are we signing off on your hours now again?
Somebody wants to.
We don't have.
I usually just approve them. I just scribble line. We don't need all three of us.
No, there was no, well, there was a stamp on there, but. These are done.
Warrant, I didn't put it on the agenda.
Okay, it does need to be on the agenda because we do have to sign. Warrant, yeah, we can do it now, right? We didn't adjourn, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Elizabeth, the tax collector, sent us the Hillsborough County warrant for the tax meeting in June. And it's all set to send out. I approve that we sign it and get that going.
Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's sign it and we're almost done. Something really needs to do that one.
That one's done.
I would just make one comment. I don't think these feasibility studies are going anywhere. Because I don't think it's feasible for Dublin and Francistown to opt out. It's gonna be too expensive for them. I'd put $100 on it.
When it comes to the school, I ain't betting against them. They're a money-making machine and I don't know how they do it.
I think they ought to make some changes, but. I don't
Yeah,
think
well, the state has made it somewhat easier. And apparently the school board, the current state school board is very anti-school district. And if anybody comes and says we want out of a district, seems like they're pretty much saying, sure, go ahead.
making you work all the time.
Those are all done. It should be.
Carol, you still got the baby at home?
TSB. Or you could always send it to Carol.
Hi, Pam.
Yeah, just send it to Carol and she'll
You still
forward
got
it.
the
to me.
baby at home?
Okay.
You got him to watch it?
My name was incorrect, so I don't know if you have.
How you doing, kid?
Have Carol correct it for you.
What's that?
You
You don't have any mud in your driveway, do you?
Go ahead, what?
You don't have any mud in your
Oh,
driveway.
didn't they?
Just signing every grant in. I came in and signed a stack of crap.
I'll get this done now. Oh, and I just spelled it wrong, so it's right on the thing. Okay, I will check that and I'll update that. As long as it's right on the email, I'll just get it from the email. Okay, all right, thank you.
We didn't do too bad.
So long. Both of you.
Motion to adjourn?
All
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Good night, everybody out there.
Is there anybody else?